Hello! I hope you're having a super fantastic day. I get asked quite often how I got into this industry, why I stayed, what attracted me to it, and what I expect to gain from it. So, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. My name is Trenda Nelson. I am a certified love coach. I've been in the industry since April 1st of 2004. I absolutely love what I do. My favorite things are helping someone learn and hearing laughter. So being able to be funny and educational at the same time has been my dream come true. I want everyone that comes in contact with me to learn something and to laugh. Those are the two big requirements to my happy place. So, I started in this industry a little differently than most people did. I had never been to a party. I had never heard of any of the companies in this industry. And I didn't know these type of party plan companies actually existed. I was a single mom. I worked full-time for the government, which is where happy goes to die. I had two jobs that I worked at home, and I was a full-time college student, carrying anywhere between 19 and 21 credit hours per trimester. We had 3 terms per year. So I was a busy girl, and when I found out about this industry and actually first heard about it, I stayed up that night until 3 o'clock in the morning researching different companies, really finding the one that I wanted. It was the women helping women part that really drew me to that company. I loved everything that it stood for, so I took money I didn't actually have, and I joined the company that night. The next day, when I went to work, I was so excited and telling the ladies that I worked with that I'd started this company, and I couldn't believe it, and I must be one of the first ones in the area that ever did one of these parties. And they kind of looked at me like, okay. And I later found out that they had been having these parties and attending these parties for 10 years before I found out about them. And it hurt my feelings a little. I thought, what? Am I not fun? Do I not seem like the type of person who would like to learn something new and learn more about my body? And I have a kid. I had an 11-year-old child, so they know I had had sex at least that one time, and I could not figure out why they had not invited me, and I was always excluded from those parties. So when I asked, I was told, you go to church? And I was like, yeah, I go to church. And they said, you go to church 3 times a week. Right. Who do you think gave you the clitoris? Jesus gave you the clitoris. If he didn't want you to touch it, he wouldn't have made your arms long enough to reach it. There's a reason it's there. It's our happy button. It is the only sex organ, or actually it's the only organ that's only purpose is for sexual pleasure. That's all. That's all it does. So, here is how that got started. For me, I was always playing the color game. If you've ever been a poor person or a single parent or a broke college student, then you also have probably played the color game. So the first time you get the electric bill, it's on a white piece of paper, and it's just like your courtesy notice. It's all a, hi, just in case you wanted to know, you had your lights on quite a bit over the last month, and here's the money that you now owe us. And the next one is yellow. Then they print it out on yellow paper, and they're like, hey, apparently the white paper must have gotten all lost in the other white paper, and so now it's yellow. We'd like you to please pay your bill, okay? And then it turns blue, and by the time it turns red, it's usually taped to your front door, and that means you have until about 6 p.m. to have cash in hand at that utility before those doors close at 6 p.m., or y'all are going to be studying all night like Ben Franklin with a candlestick. So that was my life. I did not have the $99 to join the company and buy the kit. So I did have $130 set aside that I was about to send to the electric company to pay that bill. I decided to risk it. It was only yellow at that time. I had at least 3 days before the thing was going to go to blue and then to red. So I took a chance, and I have no idea why I took that chance. I hate public speaking to the point that all through college I made sure I had a great paper so that I would never ever have to give a speech in front of the class. I would take an F on the oral presentation. I had very few girlfriends, like 2. The college I went to was 98% male. It was a predominantly male school. I had zero sexual knowledge. I, to that day, still thought they were called the pee-pee and the foo-foo, and you did not bring them up unless you had a medical emergency. So I had no reason to believe in myself or to think that I could actually achieve something and be successful in this industry. But something in me just was like, you know what? Do it. What do we have to lose? We're already paying the bills late. We're already going month to month, and there's a lot of months left over at the end of our month. And it's already, how much worse can it get? Let's just see what happens. Throw something in the water, see if it swims. So I went ahead and purchased that kit. I bought my kit on a Monday. I got it on a Thursday, and my launch party was on that Friday, the very next day. I hadn't even opened the box or gone through any of the products or anything at that time. So when I had my friends over, it was really like a kit opening party. It was a launch party, but we were all learning at the same time. So we had packing peanuts all over the living room floor, and we're pulling out products and looking at them and reading about them and going through catalogs, and it was a lot of fun. And those 3 ladies that came to that launch party purchased enough to pay for my kit, which paid the electric bill money, and I was able to take my 11-year-old baby boy out to lunch and a matinee movie on a Sunday afternoon, which was like everything to us because we never got to do that. So that was the first moment that made me think, hey, this'll really be great. This can really be extra money. This could be fun money. This could be your just because you're pretty money, and really enjoy it. So that's beginning of April. So I did my one party in April. I booked 2 off of that. So in May I did 2 parties. I booked 2 off of each of those. So I have 4 and then 8. And you see how the snowball effect takes place. So cut to August, and it's time for the kids to start going to school. And my little 11-year-old, as soon as I got home from work that day, I walked in the front door, and he's already standing right there and has papers in his hand. And I'm thinking, oh crap, what did he do? Because he and I were both practicing using the word penis at that time. I'm thinking, he's going to get kicked out of school. Because I just stand in front of a mirror and say, penis, 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 until it wasn't weird anymore.
And this child is next to me thinking, what in the hell? And he, penis, like we're practicing for some weird Olympic, I don't know. So, I'm immediately worried when I see his face, and I'm like, what? And he is looking at the floor. He doesn't look and make eye contact with me. He looked at the floor and hand me these papers are in his hands. And I said, what is this? What'd you do? And he said, nothing. These are the school supply lists that I need for school. And and I'm like, oh, okay. Because he was in sixth grade, so clearly he's headed for like MIE. So all of his classes, each course needed a specific number of folders, and they have pockets, and they can't be the size, but they have to be this size, and they have the clasping in the middle, and they just need this, and they have to be red, and every course was a different thing, and back school time used to stress me out beyond belief. A single mom around back to school time is hell. To beg, borrow, send a list to each grandparent and was like, hey, pay up, let my mama out. So as soon as he sees me though, I said, okay, well, let's just go to Target, get your school size that you need for tomorrow, and I'm starving, so do you want to go to Ease and eat first before we go to Target and get your supplies? And this child finally looks up at me, makes eye contact, and he goes, what? I said, we'll go to Target and get your supplies, but you need to feed a bitch. I'm hungry. Let's go to Applebee's for have dinner. And he looks at me and says, but don't you have to sit in the floor with papers and the notebook and the big calculator thing and write? And, that minute got me. Because I would always put him to bed. Always knew he was in bed, he'd sleep. No idea. I knew that. Always knew that. Did not that he all knew what I was doing. So, when he said that, it shocked me. He knew I would sit after I put him to bed at night, have alls around with this archaic machine. It was 2-4, okay? We didn't have sons yet. And if we didn't add anything. So, I would go with the numbers, add, read, subtract out things, what he could, was gonna be off, we only get like half full supply, I was gonna have to off to make sure my kid down in the bad way and be a poor this past a part that was a nightmare fear for me really badly. I did not want him to experience, so I know it was a and so I came and told him everything's now. We own a business. Family own your size and back to school clothes and hair. New things now didn't get for the moment that I I've
I'm on my tracks and ready to go. Pack. Okay, number different, it would be 5 different, and I start to cry